The moment you stop chasing her, she begins chasing you. Let's be honest, you've been there. You text her, try to be funny and show effort, but she responds with one-word replies or polite smiles. Maybe she's not interested, or maybe she treats you as just another option. The harder you try, the colder she becomes. This is the trap that keeps good men stuck. You might think one more message will change everything, but it won't. Here's the truth most men never grasp. Women don't chase because you convince them. They chase when their emotional certainty is disrupted. When you break predictability, stay calm, and avoid over-investing, her mind begins to fill the gap. Curiosity turns into tension, and tension sparks pursuit. In this video, I'll reveal the Stoic way to ignite that chase without begging, without playing childish games, and without losing your dignity. You'll discover why emotional absence breeds attraction, how to remain present without attachment, and the one mistake men make just as she starts reaching. Friend, I'm here to wake you up, not to comfort you. Follow along, because by the end, you'll know exactly what to do, even if she seems indifferent. Let's dive in. Number 1, why chasing her kills desire. Be honest right out of the gate. Chasing a woman feels logical. When you want her, you lean in, you message more, you explain yourself, you try to prove value. But here's the truth. Most men learn the hard way. The moment you start chasing, desire starts fading. Not slowly, immediately. Let's be real. Desire is not built through effort. It is built through emotional tension. When you chase, you remove that tension. You answer questions she never asked. You give reassurance she never requested. You turn uncertainty into certainty, and certainty kills attraction. Here's a real example. Mike is 47, divorced, living in New Jersey. He meets Sarah, 43, through mutual friends. They have a great first conversation. Mike feels hopeful. The next day, he texts her good morning, then later that afternoon, and then again that night. He asks how her day went. He checks in, he compliments her. Sarah replies politely, but something shifts. What Sarah feels is not excitement. She feels full. There is nothing left to discover. Mike's interest is already obvious. There is no mystery, no pause, no emotional space for desire to grow. Now contrast that with another man. Robert is 54, owns a small construction company in Arizona. He meets Lisa, 46. Robert shows interest clearly. He asks her out. He sets a date. After that, he does not hover. He goes back to his routine. When Lisa takes time to respond, Robert does not chase clarity. He stays calm and engaged without urgency. Lisa starts thinking about him, not because he tried harder, but because he didn't. Her mind begins filling the silence. Curiosity replaces certainty. Desire has room to breathe. This is the pattern most men miss. Women do not chase what feels emotionally predictable. Chasing makes you predictable. It tells her that you are already invested regardless of her response. That removes leverage and polarity. Stoicism explains this clearly. Epictetus warned that the moment you attach your peace to something outside your control, you lose power. Chasing is attachment. It hands your emotional state to her reactions, and nothing kills attraction faster than need. Let's be clear, not chasing does not mean being cold or manipulative. It means self-control. It means showing interest without collapsing your center, presence without attachment, confidence without performance. There is also a sexual layer here. Desire thrives on polarity. Polarity requires distance. When you lean forward emotionally, she instinctively leans back, not because she is cruel, but because attraction needs tension to stay alive. Older men actually have an advantage here. You do not need high energy or flashy moves. You win through restraint, timing, and calm. When you stop chasing, you flip the dynamic. She starts wondering where she stands with you. Here's the rule. Express interest once, then let space do the work. Let her emotions move first. If this sounds familiar, drop a comment and write, "I chase too hard." Stick with me, because next, we're breaking down the power of emotional absence and why stepping back at the right moment makes her move toward you. Number 2, the power of emotional absence. Folks, let's be clear about what emotional absence really means, because most men misunderstand it. Emotional absence is not ignoring her. It is not ghosting. It is not pretending you do not care. Emotional absence is the discipline of not filling every silence with reassurance. It is the ability to remain calm, grounded, and self-directed even when she does not give you immediate feedback. Let's be real. When a man is constantly emotionally available, instantly responsive and overly expressive, he removes all friction from the interaction. Friction is where curiosity lives. Without it, her mind has nothing to work on. Emotional absence creates space, and space activates her imagination. This is where Stoicism becomes practical. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself to remain unchanged by external reactions. When you stay internally stable, regardless of her interest level, you stop chasing outcomes. That internal stability is felt immediately. It signals strength without words. Emotional absence breaks emotional certainty. When she cannot fully read where she stands with you, her mind starts leaning in. Not because you manipulated her, but because the pattern is unresolved. The human mind hates unfinished loops. Curiosity fills the gap left by silence. Here is the paradox most men struggle with. The less you try to manage her emotions, the more she starts managing her own interest. Emotional absence forces her to process the interaction internally instead of passively receiving validation. Epictetus taught that the man who seeks approval gives away his freedom. Emotional absence is the opposite. It is the refusal to place your emotional center in her hands. That refusal is deeply attractive because it communicates self-ownership. There is also a sexual layer to this. Desire grows in anticipation, not saturation. When you are always present emotionally, desire has no room to stretch. Emotional absence creates anticipation. Anticipation sharpens attraction. Many men fear this because they confuse absence with loss. They think if they pull back, she will disappear. But chasing does not prevent loss, it accelerates it. Emotional absence does not push her away, it invites her forward. Stoic philosophy is clear on this. Seneca wrote that power lies in self-restraint. Emotional restraint keeps polarity alive. You remain warm but not needy, present but not predictable, interested but not dependent. This is why emotional absence works even when she is not initially interested. Interest does not start with approval. It starts with curiosity. When you remove emotional noise, curiosity can finally surface. Another key point most men miss is timing. Emotional absence works when it is natural, not forced. You do not disappear dramatically. You simply do not over-explain. You do not overreact, you let moments breathe. Silence when backed by inner stability feels confident. Silence when backed by insecurity feels passive-aggressive. The difference is internal. Women sense it immediately. Here is the rule to remember. Emotional absence is not distance. It is discipline. It is choosing not to collapse your inner state into her reactions. That discipline creates tension. Tension creates pursuit. If this perspective is hitting you, drop a comment and write, "I choose discipline." Stay with me because next, we are breaking down calm confidence she cannot read and why being emotionally unreadable makes her lean in without you saying a word. Number 3, calm confidence she can't read. Let's get honest. Calm confidence is not loud. It is not flashy. It is not a speech about your value. Calm confidence is the quiet certainty that you will be fine either way. And that certainty makes a woman lean in because she cannot fully read you. Most men mistake confidence for performance. They talk more, text more, explain more, and try to lock in clarity fast. But when she can map you out in one evening, curiosity dies. Attraction needs a little fog. Not confusion, not games, just enough emotional ambiguity that her mind keeps working after you leave. Older men win here because you can project stability without trying to impress. And that feels rare in today's dating market. Here's a real example. Greg is 52, divorced, runs a small HVAC business outside Columbus. He meets Nicole, 45, at a friend's birthday dinner. Nicole is sharp and social, used to men either chasing hard or acting cold. Greg does neither. He listens longer than he speaks. When he does speak, he is concise. He smiles, but he does not overdo it. When Nicole teases him, he laughs and lets it pass instead of defending himself. When a pause shows up, he lets it breathe. Nicole notices the difference. Greg feels warm but unreadable, not mysterious like a teenager playing games, but composed like a man who has nothing to prove. After dinner, she replays small moments. Why didn't he chase the laugh? Why didn't he seek validation? That unanswered pattern becomes tension, and tension becomes desire. Stoicism gives you the backbone for this. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." When you internalize that, you stop reacting to every microsignal. You stop needing instant confirmation. Your calm becomes real because it is rooted in self-control, not strategy. Epictetus said, "If you want to be free, do not hand your peace to anyone else." Most men hand their peace to a woman's replies, her tone, her warmth, her distance. Calm confidence is refusing that trade. You stay present, but you stay owned by yourself. Now, do not confuse unreadable with unavailable. Greg still showed interest. He asked Nicole questions. He set a plan for a second meetup. He just did not collapse his emotional posture into her reactions. That is the key. A woman does not chase what feels emotionally predictable, and she also does not trust what feels emotionally absent. Calm confidence sits in the middle, steady, engaged, not attached. Let's be candid, my friend. Her brain notices what does not resolve. When you are calm and slightly hard to read, you create an open loop. She wonders where she stands. That is investment beginning. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." Brave. In dating, bravery is holding your center when you feel attraction. It is not rushing to secure the outcome. It is staying grounded enough to let the connection develop at a natural pace. If you want this, practice it. Slow your responses. Speak with fewer words. Hold eye contact a beat longer, then look away calmly. Make decisions without over-explaining. And when she pulls back, do not punish. Do not plead. Just remain steady. If this hit home, drop a comment and write, "I stay calm." Next, we are going to talk about how silence used the right way triggers her curiosity and makes her start reaching for you first. Number 4, how silence triggers her curiosity. Folks, let's get precise about silence because most men use it wrong. Silence is not withdrawal. It is not punishment. It is not a tactic to make her feel bad. Silence, when done correctly, is emotional restraint. Emotional restraint creates curiosity because it removes certainty without removing presence. Let's be real. When you explain everything, clarify every feeling, and respond to every emotional fluctuation, you answer questions she never asked. Her mind relaxes too quickly, curiosity shuts down, silence keeps the question alive. It leaves space for her mind to work, and the mind always moves toward unresolved patterns. Stoicism teaches this clearly. Marcus Aurelius wrote that a man should not be carried away by every impression. Silence is proof that you are not ruled by impulse. When you do not rush to fill the gap, you show command over yourself. That command is felt as strength. Silence triggers curiosity because it breaks emotional predictability. When your reactions slow down, when your words become measured, she cannot immediately label the interaction. She starts asking herself where she stands, not in fear but in interest. Interest grows where certainty weakens. Here is the mistake most men make. They think silence means disappearing. That is wrong. Disappearing feels cold and rejecting. Silence with presence feels grounded. You still show up. You still engage. You simply stop narrating your inner world. You stop explaining what you feel before she feels anything. Epictetus warned that the man who seeks approval gives away his freedom. Talking too much is approval seeking in disguise. Silence keeps your freedom intact. It tells her that your emotional state does not depend on her immediate response. There is also a sexual layer to this. Desire grows in anticipation. Anticipation requires space. When you remove space with constant communication, desire has nowhere to stretch. Silence creates anticipation by delaying resolution. Delayed resolution sharpens focus. Seneca wrote that self-control is the foundation of power. Silence is self-control in action. It shows that you can hold tension without collapsing. That ability is rare, and rarity creates value. This is why silence often works even when she is not interested at first. Interest does not start with attraction. It starts with curiosity. Silence invites curiosity because it invites interpretation. Her mind begins to replay moments, tone, eye contact, timing. That replay is investment forming. But hear this clearly, my friend. Silence must be clean. No passive aggression, no sulking, no emotional withdrawal. Clean silence is calm. It is slow replies without apology. It is fewer words without attitude. It is choosing not to explain yourself unless clarity is needed. Stoic presence means you are still available, just not reactive. You respond when there is something real to respond to. You do not chase noise. That balance keeps polarity alive. Many men fear silence because they fear loss. They think if they stop talking, she will forget them. But chasing does not prevent loss. It accelerates it. Silence, backed by calm confidence, invites her forward. If this clicked for you, drop a comment and write, "I hold silence." Stay with me, because the next part reveals how emotional control makes her chase without you changing your behavior at all. You don't want to miss this. And if you want to master these dynamics without guessing, consider joining the channel membership. That is where I go deeper into Stoic discipline, emotional regulation, and how to apply these principles in real interactions without becoming cold or manipulative. Number 5, emotional control that makes her chase. Folks, let's be real about emotional control because most men misunderstand it completely. Emotional control is not hiding feelings. It is not suppressing desire. It is not pretending you do not care. Emotional control is the ability to feel attraction without letting that attraction dictate your behavior. And that is exactly what makes her chase. Here's the hard truth. Women are not drawn to men who feel nothing. They are drawn to men who feel but are not ruled by it. When your emotions stay regulated, you create a stable frame. Inside that frame, her emotions are free to move, explore, and eventually pursue. Let's ground this in reality. Kevin is 53, divorced, living in Michigan. He meets Allison, 47, through mutual friends. Kevin likes her immediately. He feels attraction, curiosity, and interest, but he does not rush. When Allison pulls back one week, Kevin does not interrogate her. When she leans in the next, he does not surge forward. His emotional state stays steady. Allison notices this. She is used to men either panicking when she pulls away or becoming overly excited when she shows interest. Kevin does neither. His calm becomes noticeable. She starts wondering why he is not reacting the way other men do. That curiosity turns into pursuit. Now contrast that with another situation. Eric is 49, recently separated, living in Washington. He meets Michelle, 45. Eric feels strong attraction and lets it show immediately. When Michelle replies slowly, Eric feels anxious. He sends follow-up messages. When she cancels once, Eric over-explains his flexibility. His emotions are on display and uncontained. Michelle senses it instantly. Eric's emotional volatility makes her nervous, not because he is bad, but because his center moves with her behavior. That kills attraction. She pulls back further. This is the core difference. Emotional control creates gravity. Emotional leakage creates pressure. Stoicism explains this clearly. Marcus Aurelius wrote that you should not let your inner peace be dependent on external circumstances. When your mood rises and falls with her attention, you hand her control. When you stay regulated, you keep your authority. There is also a sexual dimension here that men often miss. Desire responds to polarity. Polarity requires emotional contrast. When she feels emotions more intensely than you do, she feels the pull. When you feel more intensely than she does, she feels pushed. Emotional control also shows maturity, and maturity is deeply attractive to women in your age range. A man in his 40s or 50s who can hold desire without chasing stands out immediately. It signals experience, it signals abundance, it signals choice. Let's go back to Kevin. As weeks pass, Allison starts initiating contact. She asks about his schedule. She brings up future plans. Kevin did not change tactics. He simply stayed emotionally consistent. That consistency allowed her emotions to move freely without resistance. Here is the key principle. You do not need to dampen attraction. You need to contain it. Containment creates safety. Safety creates curiosity. Curiosity creates pursuit. Epictetus warned that when a man becomes a slave to his impulses, he loses his freedom. Emotional control is freedom in action. You are interested but not dependent. Present but not reactive. Warm but not needy. This is not about manipulation. It is about self-mastery. When you master your emotional responses, you stop forcing outcomes. And when you stop forcing her, interest has room to grow naturally. If you recognize where you've lost control before, drop a comment and write, "I choose control." Stick with me because next we're going to talk about how her interest starts leaking into behavior, and the moment most men accidentally ruin it without even realizing they've won. Number 6, when her interest leaks out. Folks, let's talk about one of the most dangerous moments in attraction. Not when she is cold, not when she is distant, but when her interest starts leaking out quietly, and most men ruin it without even realizing it. Let's be real. When a woman becomes interested, she rarely announces it directly. Her interest shows up indirectly. Small initiations, random questions, revisiting old conversations, finding excuses to reconnect. These are not accidents. They are emotional leaks. Here is where most men fail. They notice the leak and panic. They surge forward. They flood attention. They reward every small reach with enthusiasm, and in doing so, they collapse the very tension that caused her interest to surface. Stoicism helps us understand this moment clearly. Marcus Aurelius wrote that a man should not be carried away by appearances. Interest leaking out is an appearance. It is not a green light to abandon discipline. It is a test of self-control. When her interest leaks, her emotional certainty is still unstable. She's exploring, testing, feeling her way forward. If you overwhelm that moment, you restore certainty too fast, and certainty shuts desire down. Interest leaks through behavior, not confession. She may text first after silence. She may ask something unnecessary. She may laugh more, touch more, linger longer. These are signals, not invitations to chase. Epictetus warned that reacting impulsively is a form of slavery. When you react too quickly to her interest, you show that your emotional state depends on her validation. That dependency is felt immediately, and it weakens attraction. Here is the paradox. The correct response when interest leaks is not excitement. It is steadiness. Calm acknowledgement without escalation. You meet her energy, not exceed it. You stay present, not reactive. This is where emotional control pays off. You do not ignore her. You do not punish her with silence. You respond naturally but without urgency. You let the leak continue. You let her investment grow at her pace. There is also a sexual dimension here. Desire builds through gradual investment. When she initiates, she feels ownership. When you take over too quickly, you steal that ownership back. Desire weakens when she stops feeling like she is choosing. Seneca wrote that moderation preserves strength. Moderation in response keeps polarity alive. You allow her interest to expand instead of smothering it. Many men believe they need to secure the moment. They rush to define the connection. They seek clarity. They want reassurance that they are winning. But clarity too early kills mystery. Mystery fuels pursuit. Interest leaking out is not the finish line. It is the beginning of her internal chase. Your job is not to interrupt it. Your job is to stay centered while it unfolds. Stoic masculinity means you remain unchanged by fluctuations. When she leans in, you do not lose your frame. When she pulls back, you do not collapse. That consistency allows her to feel safe, exploring attraction without pressure. Here is the rule: when interest leaks, slow down. Do less, not more. Let her actions speak louder than her words. Respond, but do not chase. Engage, but do not escalate. This moment separates men who understand attraction from men who sabotage it. One stays grounded, the other gets emotional. If you have seen yourself ruin this moment before, drop a comment and write, "I overreacted." Stay with me, because next we are breaking down the exact mistake men make too soon, right when she is starting to chase, and why that mistake resets everything back to zero. The mistake men make too soon. Folks, let's talk about the exact moment most men lose the game without realizing they were winning. It is not when she is cold. It is not when she is distant. It is the moment she starts showing interest and the man rushes to lock it down too fast. Let's be real. When her interest begins to surface, most men feel relief. Finally, proof. Finally, momentum. And that relief is what causes the mistake. He speeds up, he explains more, he escalates commitment, he tries to secure certainty, and in doing so, he kills the chase. Here's a real situation. Andrew is 51, divorced, living in Virginia. He meets Claire, 46. At first, Claire is lukewarm. Andrew stays calm, lives his life, doesn't push. Over a few weeks, Claire starts texting first. She asks about his schedule. She brings up future plans casually. Andrew feels encouraged, and then he rushes. He starts texting every morning. He suggests exclusivity. He talks about how much he likes her. He increases availability overnight. Claire feels something tighten, not because Andrew did anything wrong, but because he removed all tension at once. What Andrew did was try to cash in interest before it fully matured. Now compare that to another man. Daniel is 56, owns a small accounting firm in Illinois. He meets Megan, 49. Megan's interest leaks out slowly. Daniel notices it, but he does not change his pace. He stays consistent. He continues planning dates. He keeps his life moving. He allows Megan's interest to grow without rushing to define it. Megan feels something rare: space, freedom to choose. Her interest deepens because it is not being forced into a label too early. This is the core mistake. Men confuse interest with readiness. Interest is curiosity. Readiness is commitment. When you treat curiosity like commitment, you collapse attraction. Stoicism explains this beautifully. Marcus Aurelius warned against being carried away by favorable impressions. Early interest is a favorable impression. Acting impulsively on it shows lack of self-control. There is also a sexual layer here. Desire thrives in progression. When progression jumps too far, too fast, desire stalls. Women want to feel like they are choosing, not being claimed. Another example, Kevin is 48, recently divorced in Colorado. He dates Rachel, 44. Rachel starts showing interest through playful teasing and increased contact. Kevin responds by becoming overly serious. He starts discussing the future. Rachel pulls back emotionally. Kevin thinks Rachel got scared. In reality, Kevin removed the flirtation and replaced it with pressure. The mistake men make too soon is trying to stabilize what is supposed to stay fluid. Attraction grows in motion. When you freeze it too early, it loses energy. Stoicism teaches patience. Epictetus reminded us that rushing outcomes is a sign of inner weakness. A man who is grounded does not rush to secure validation. He allows things to unfold. Here is the rule. When she starts chasing, do not change who you are. Do not increase intensity. Do not accelerate commitment. Maintain your rhythm. Let her investment continue growing. Older men have an advantage here if they trust it. You do not need to hurry. Time works in your favor when you stay centered. If you've made this mistake before, drop a comment and write, "I rushed it." Stay with me because next we're going to talk about presence without attachment and why that is what keeps her chasing long after the first spark appears. Presence without attachment turns her on. Folks, this is where everything we've talked about starts to come together. Presence without attachment is one of the rarest qualities in modern dating, and it is exactly why it creates attraction so fast. Most men are either attached and anxious or detached and cold. Very few can stay present without needing an outcome. That middle ground is where desire ignites. Let's be real. Attachment is not love. Attachment is fear dressed up as effort. When you are attached, your mood shifts with her replies. Your confidence rises and falls with her attention. She feels that immediately, even if she cannot explain it. Presence without attachment feels different. It feels calm. It feels grounded. It feels sexually charged because nothing is being demanded. Stoicism explains this clearly. Marcus Aurelius wrote that a man should not depend on external things for his inner stability. When you are present without attachment, you show that your emotional center belongs to you. That independence is magnetic because it signals strength without aggression. Presence means you listen, you engage, you show interest, you enjoy the interaction, but you do not cling. You do not chase reassurance. You do not try to control where things are going. You allow attraction to unfold instead of forcing it forward. This is why presence without attachment turns her on. She feels chosen, not needed, desired, not depended on. There is no pressure for her to manage your emotions. Her nervous system relaxes, and relaxed curiosity turns into desire. Epictetus warned that when you want something too badly, you become its prisoner. Attachment makes you a prisoner of outcome. Presence without attachment keeps you free, and freedom is deeply attractive. Many men think being unattached means being indifferent. That is wrong. Indifference feels empty. Presence without attachment feels alive. You are there, but you are not leaning. You are interested, but not invested prematurely. That balance creates polarity. There is also a strong sexual dimension here. Desire needs polarity. Polarity needs tension. Attachment collapses tension because everything is already decided in your mind. Presence without attachment keeps tension alive because nothing is rushed. Seneca wrote that self-mastery is the highest form of power. When you can feel attraction and still stay composed, you demonstrate self-mastery. That mastery is felt as confidence even when you say very little. This is why presence without attachment works, even when she is unsure at first. You are not asking her to decide. You are not pushing her toward a conclusion. You are allowing her to move at her own pace while you remain steady. That steadiness becomes the anchor she orbits. Another key point most men miss is that attachment is loud. It shows up in over-explaining, over-texting, and over-clarifying. Presence without attachment is quiet. It shows up in tone, pacing, and restraint. Quiet confidence creates curiosity because it leaves space. Stoic presence also means you accept uncertainty. You do not need guarantees. You do not need labels early. You understand that attraction grows through experience, not pressure. That patience is rare, and rarity creates value. Here is the rule to remember. You can enjoy her without needing her. You can want her without chasing her. You can be present without being attached. When you do that, she feels safe to lean in emotionally and sexually. If this resonates with you, drop a comment and write, "I stay unattached." Stay with me, because next we're breaking down why she pursues the man who stays unmoved and how Stoic independence keeps her chasing long after the initial spark. Number 9, why she pursues the unmoved man. Folks, let's clear up a massive misunderstanding. When a woman pursues a man, it is rarely because he impressed her. It is because he did not move when she expected him to. The unmoved man creates tension simply by staying centered while her emotions fluctuate. Let's be real, most men are reactive. If she leans in, they surge forward. If she pulls back, they panic or withdraw. Their emotional state mirrors hers. That mirroring feels predictable, and predictability kills desire. The unmoved man does not mirror. He remains steady, and that steadiness creates pull. Here's a real situation. Frank is 57, divorced, living in Tennessee. He meets Karen, 51, through mutual friends. Karen is warm one week, distant the next. Frank notices the shifts, but he does not comment on them. He does not ask for reassurance. He continues living his life, planning dates when it makes sense, staying present without chasing. Karen becomes unsettled, then curious. Frank is not punishing her. He is not cold. He is simply unmoved by fluctuations. Karen starts initiating contact more often. She asks questions. She checks in, not because Frank demanded anything, but because his emotional stillness created contrast. Now compare that with another man. Paul is 52, recently divorced in New York. He dates Lisa, 48. When Lisa's energy changes, Paul immediately reacts. He asks what's wrong. He explains himself. He adjusts plans. Lisa feels overwhelmed. Paul's emotions feel dependent on hers, and attraction fades. The unmoved man triggers pursuit because he represents emotional independence. Stoicism teaches this clearly. Marcus Aurelius wrote about remaining unchanged by external circumstances. When a man does not shift his center based on emotional weather, he communicates strength without force. There is also a sexual dynamic at play. Desire grows toward what feels stable and slightly out of reach. When a man remains unmoved, he becomes a fixed point. Her emotions move around him instead of pulling him off center. That reversal creates polarity. Another example, Dennis is 49, owns a small landscaping business in Utah. He dates Michelle, 44. Michelle tests Dennis with delayed replies and mixed signals. Dennis notices, but he does not chase clarity. He responds when appropriate, stays warm, and keeps his schedule full. Michelle starts wondering why Dennis isn't reacting like other men. She begins thinking about him more. Her interest deepens because Dennis feels emotionally self-sufficient. Let's be honest. The unmoved man is not emotionally numb. He feels attraction. He feels desire. He just does not let those feelings dictate his behavior. That restraint is rare, especially among men who fear losing connection. Stoicism calls this self-command. Epictetus warned that reacting impulsively hands your freedom to others. The unmoved man keeps his freedom, and freedom is attractive. Women pursue the unmoved man because he feels like a choice, not a reaction. He is not trying to win. He is allowing her to move. That space invites pursuit. This does not mean being indifferent. Indifference feels empty. The unmoved man is engaged but not shaken, present but not reactive, warm but not dependent. Here is the rule. When her emotions rise or fall, you stay steady. When she tests, you hold your frame. When she leans in, you do not rush to secure. That consistency creates gravity. If this pattern sounds familiar, drop a comment and write, "I stay unmoved." Stick with me because next, we're bringing everything together with the Stoic rule that keeps her chasing without games, without force, and without losing yourself. Number 10, the Stoic rule that makes her chase. Folks, everything you have heard in this video points to one rule that Stoicism has taught for centuries. Control what is yours, release what is not. That rule alone explains why some men are chased while others are forgotten. Let's be real, you cannot control her attraction, her timing, or her interest level. The moment you try, you lose power. What you can control is your conduct, your pace, your standards, your emotional regulation. When those stay intact, attraction grows without effort. Most men break this rule by tying their behavior to her reactions. If she is warm, they expand. If she is distant, they shrink. Their inner state becomes reactive. That reaction tells her everything. It tells her that she leads and he follows. Desire dies in that dynamic. The Stoic rule flips it. You act according to principle, not stimulus. You stay consistent whether she leans in or pulls back. That consistency creates a fixed point. Her emotions move around you instead of moving you. That is when pursuit begins. Marcus Aurelius wrote that a man should ask himself at every moment whether his action comes from reason or impulse. Attraction punishes impulse and rewards restraint. The man who can hold desire without acting on it immediately signals maturity and depth. This rule also explains why independence is so attractive. Independence does not mean isolation. It means your identity does not depend on her validation. You enjoy her presence, but you do not require it to feel whole. That emotional self-sufficiency is rare, and rarity creates value. The Stoic rule also demands patience. Seneca warned that impatience is a form of weakness. When men rush outcomes, they reveal fear of loss. When you allow things to unfold naturally, you communicate confidence in abundance. There is a sexual truth here that many men avoid. Desire responds to power, not dominance, but self-command. A man who commands himself commands the atmosphere. She feels that authority without it being spoken. This is why chasing never works long-term. Chasing hands control away. The Stoic rule takes it back quietly. You stop forcing. You stop persuading. You stop proving. And paradoxically, that is when interest often appears. The rule also protects your dignity. You do not overinvest early. You do not collapse boundaries to keep attention. You remain aligned with your values. That alignment creates trust, and trust deepens attraction. Let's be honest, my friend. The goal is not to make every woman chase you. The goal is to become a man whose presence invites pursuit naturally. A man who would be fine either way. That emotional independence is what women feel and respond to. When you live by this Stoic rule, attraction becomes a byproduct, not a goal. You stop managing her feelings and start managing yourself. That shift changes everything. This is the rule that makes her chase. Master yourself first and let the rest unfold on its own terms. It also keeps you grounded when attraction does appear, preventing arrogance or complacency. You stay respectful, curious, and selective. That balance keeps desire alive longer than intensity ever could. You are no longer chasing outcomes. You are living your principles daily, and attraction responds to that consistency over time. Nothing about this requires tricks, pressure, or manipulation from you. It only requires disciplined self-leadership. Today, we broke down why chasing kills desire, how emotional absence creates curiosity, and why calm, stoic self-control flips the dynamic without games or force. You learned how attraction actually works when you stop reacting and start leading yourself. This is not about manipulation. It's about discipline, clarity, and becoming a man whose presence naturally invites pursuit. If you want to go deeper and apply these principles consistently, I invite you to join the channel membership. That's where we focus on real Stoic practice, emotional mastery, and long-term masculine strength. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.